Welcome to this Wiltshire Caravans handover video for this 2015 Bailey Unicorn Madrid. As always, we're going to start around the back. And we're going to take this before it rains heavily today, which it's supposed to do. It's nice and sunny at the moment. Anyway, so here at the back, you've got the Highline brake light. You've got your light clusters and reflectors. So you've got indicators, reverse lights, fog lights, running lights and brake lights. Area for the number plate, it's a bit dirty at the moment. We will be washing it in a minute. Joy. And also you've got your corner steadies there. Now for the most important job of caravanning, the loo. So you've got the reservoir for where you put your either water, or you can use the pink fluid and water. When I was using the pink fluid, I used to have a 2-litre pop bottle, put a little bit in the bottom of the bottle, top it up with water, pour it in. I don't actually know what the capacity is. However, you'll soon know that it's run out because you won't get any rinse around in the toilet. Next one, the very important one, emptying the toilet cassette. So the toilet cassette releases from here. You literally lift up that orange part, pull it out. Now the flap must be closed on the toilet, otherwise you won't be able to remove this, because you'll get all frustrated. You'll rip it out and break something. Anyway, you do have the option of being a bit of a trolley dolly by taking that, wandering that down to the area you need to empty it. When you get there, the spout goes forward, take that lid off, put it somewhere safe. You don't want it falling into the receptacle where everything else has gone, because you'll have to go and get it, and I don't think anyone wants to do that. I'm just going to leave it on for now. But what we do, literally over the hole, press that button to release any air pressure. You'll want to rinse the cassette out then, so slide that back, open the flap, and there's always a hose pipe around. Just give it a rinse around, close it up, put the lid back on, give it a shake, take the lid off, repeat the process. Very straightforward. You'll want to put some either blue or the green biological fluid. A lot of the campsites now want the green biological stuff. On your lid, there is, I don't know if you can see that very well, but there are some measures to see how much to use to put in. Put that in. Some people put a little bit of water in to dilute it, but I always know I'm going to dilute it fairly quickly. So that's fairly straightforward. Now, at winter time particularly, now it's coming up to starting to get some cold mornings, you'll want to empty the reservoir. Make sure there's no fluid in here, because that cause frost damage. Never covered under any warranty or anything like that. So literally just get a bucket, pull that bung out and empty out. Again, very straightforward. And then lock it, because if anyone else has lost their lid or their cap, they might want to borrow yours. Moving along, 2 waste outlets. So the waste outlets are for the 2 sinks, so kitchen and bathroom, and for the shower. And we supply a couple of bits of pipe that go into a waste master. Electric hookup, very straightforward. Literally just plugs in. You can't go wrong. You've got the vents for the freezer and the fridge. Alloy wheels. The wheel nuts are torqued up to 130 Newton meters. This one's got a motor mover. There's a separate video for that, so I'll show you that in a little while. This is the gas locker. The typical Bailey, they don't have them on the front. 2 gas bottles can fit in there quite comfortably. Nothing needs to say about that, but once you've got gas bottles in there, always keep it locked. Don't travel with the gas bottles open, as in the taps open. You don't want to be traveling around with a 1.5 ton bomb, in effect. This is the exhaust system for the Alder system. Now the Alder system is what's used for the heating and hot water. It's the wet central heating system. But if you're using gas, that's where the exhaust comes out. And this is where your water pump goes. Let me just grab the pump. Stay there, I shan't be a second. Sorry about that. So a lovely view of the caravan for a moment. Right, one water pump. So this is the whale water pump. This is the bit that goes into the water barrel. This is just the cover over the lid, stop any dirt or anything getting in. Literally just pushes into there, that flap will go in, drop that down there, your pump's ready to go. Okay, and when you're going to refill your water barrel, just pop that in there. That will stop the main part of the pump going into the onto the floor. Another corner steady there. Corner steadies are corner steadies, they are not levelers. Particularly newer caravanners kind of try to level out the caravan using those. Don't. We have got a separate video about how to set up the caravan, and for new users I will send that along with this video. We're running on the Alco chassis. It's got the Alco ATC, ATC being Alco trailer control. Now there is a chassis sensor that if the caravan should start to go out of shape, start to move about a bit, it will dab the brakes on basically to steady the caravan. Hopefully you'll only notice that when you go over a speed hump or something like that, because it will feel heavy for a couple of seconds, which I always thought was very good because it makes me realise that actually the system is working. 3 windows at the front, typical Bailey, grab handles. Being a single axle, it is not impossible to move this about by hand, but there again, it's got the motor mover, so why bother? Down here, we've got gas barbecue points, so you've got an outlet. You just need a Gemini clip, a couple of meters of pipe to use your gas barbecue if you use one. At this point, I'd like to mention, don't, under any circumstances, use a gas barbecue inside an awning. The idea of having a flame near a big piece of fabric is not a great idea. Here, this is just an access locker to go under one of the benches, used for storage. And here at the moment we've got the electric lead, we've got the engagement bar for the motor mover, and also a leg winder. Again, you can use it for whatever storage you want. It's got a nice big plastic floor to it, so if you need to put wet boots in there, you can do so. Right, important information about the caravan. This is the weight plate, so it's telling us what the model is, the range, the model. The MTPLM, so that's the maximum plated weight for this caravan, is 1496 kilograms. Now, empty and with just one gas bottle, it would weigh 1352, so that you can work out your payload from that. Bearing in mind you've got 32 kilos of motor mover on there, and anything else you have added extra takes away from your payload. Also says on here that the tyre pressure is 60 psi or 4.1 bar, and the wheel nuts are torqued up to 130 Newton meters. Quite straightforward. Other than that, the only other thing on here, you've obviously got your awning light above there, and down here you've got an electric point, a 230 volt socket, and an F-type aerial connector. Let's go inside. Have a quick look around before we sort of explain how to do everything. All right, so inside you can see the layout. It's very straightforward. All usable space, I say, in here. You've got these 2 long benches that you can use as single beds, or you can turn that into a big double, depending on what you want. You can also turn this dinette area, table goes down onto the base, and you can turn that into a single bed, anyway, making it a 3-berth caravan. Right, if Dan'd like to step back a little bit, thank you, mate. Once you've reversed your caravan perfectly onto your pitch and you've put your electric in, you want to turn everything on, that's your power button. That one there, power is on. You could test the voltage, saying 13.9, well, we are plugged into the mains, so just to show that we are plugged in. If that looks really quite low and you haven't used a caravan for a while and you're thinking, is the electric plugged in? There's a way to check it. So down here, underneath the fridge, we've got the breaker switches and the fuse box. Now there is a way to test to see if there's any power coming into the caravan. This button here, and it says push monthly just to test everything. If you press that, your main breaker switch should come down. That just shows us that we have got power coming into the caravan. Then flick that back up, you can hear a quick beep, and we know everything is back up all right. You can't go wrong with these. Everything's labelled, so it's not difficult to fault find if required. Okay, back up to the controls. I'll take my glasses off, I think, so I can see. Inside lights, so main lights are here. Got light switches everywhere. We can sort of find those as we go along, and that's your awning light, which is up here. Okay. Water pump. So we've put the water pump in. If you've got a full barrel of water, your pump's in, press that. You might be able to just hear that's going, but as it's running dry in effect, I don't like doing that for long. So, but that's how that goes in. Now, again, important for the water side of things is making sure that it's all drained down. A lot of people drain down before they go anywhere, they tow anywhere, because it's an extra possibly 15 kilos of weight within the caravan of the water. But for winter, get all the fluids out of here, as in get all the water out. Now the drain down tap itself, I'm just going to do a little bit of fiddling and manoeuvring just to show you where the drain down tap is, because it's quite hidden, and it's hidden under here. So this is the main boiler. This holds about 8.5 litres of water. It's a combi boiler, so it will continue to heat. But I don't know if you can see. Can you see? Can you pick that up from there, Dan? That's your drain down tap. So that tap in that position means there's no water in this caravan. It's all been drained out. I'm going to close it. So now, when someone puts in the water barrel, it'll just come straight through. Now you will, and everyone does it at least once. You'll have had the drain down tap open. You will go, tow your caravan to wherever you're going to go, whatever. You'll think, right, I'll just put some water in. And you'll think, oh, nothing's happening with the taps. And that's because you've probably left that open, and what you're doing is taking 40 litres of water out of your barrel straight onto the floor outside. When that tap is open, that drain down tap is open, to make sure that the pipes are completely clear, open your taps. So open the kitchen tap, your shower and your bathroom sink. That way all the air drives through. Just make sure you've got no water in here whatsoever. Clear as mud? Excellent. Right. Now, I don't seem to fit this as where I was expecting. Yes, it does. Right, okay, now, like I was saying about the Alder heating. So bear in mind we're in the UK, so it can get quite cool at nights. The Alder heating, this is the Alder 3020. Just turn the power on, you can see it's come up 3020. I don't know if you can see that very clearly at all, to be fair. But that green light just shows that it's on. If you're using gas, that'd be a red light. Anyway, press menu. And I don't know if you can see that. I can barely see it in this light. Let me close the door, see if that makes a difference. I can't see. No, it won't. Right, okay, anyway, the top one is for what's the minimum temperature you want in the caravan. So it's thermostatic, literally up or down to see what do you want the minimum temperature to be. Very straightforward. You have got in here settings where you can set a night mode, so you can change the settings down. However, if you're as lazy as I was, at night, all I used to do is go and turn it down. Very, very straightforward. Okay, clear as mud. Right, the one next to it, or one below it, I should say, the shower symbol is just for the hot water. When that triangle is empty, there's no power to hot water, hence no hot water. Press plus once, it will go to half a triangle. I'm going to turn it off because we've got no water in there. But that half a triangle will give you enough hot water for 95, maybe 100% of the time. If, however, you're going to have a few people going in and out of the shower and you want to heat the water up very quickly, you can boost that by filling up that triangle. However, what that will do is take all the power that this system is using, take it away, and it will, from the heating side of things, so it'll just be for the hot water. Underneath that, we've got how much electricity are you going to use. The options are, well, obviously off, 1 kilowatt. 1 kilowatt, it's good for maintaining the temperature, but it will take an age to heat this up. You can have 2 kilowatts, or you can have 3 kilowatts, depending on how much power you've got available to you. Now, 2 kilowatts is adequate to warm this up very nice and quickly. But some places are now starting to charge for electricity, you can heat it up quickly using 2, and then drop it down to 1 kilowatt just to maintain that temperature, and then you'll still have enough power for everything else that you need. You can use gas, or you can use gas and electric. It's entirely up to you, but if you're on a site with electric, that's what I would use. But that's, like I say, entirely up to you. There are quite a lot of things you can do within the settings. However, as a standard setting, I would say go, I don't know, 19 degrees, half a triangle, and 2 kilowatts, then maintain it by going down to 1 kilowatt. Now, I've got a separate video for this from Alder themselves, which I'll send, which goes into far more detail. So if you do want to have a lot of detail, that's the way to go. And then to turn it all off, press the button. Simple. Now, when you turn that back on, after you've unplugged, gone wherever, turn it back on, and it will be at whatever the setting was previously. Right, continuing. Microwave does microwavey things. It does have a plug in here. So if you want to turn if you don't want the microwave on, just take the plug out. It's very, very simple. Cooker does cooker things. Again, quite straightforward. It has 1 electric hob and 3 gas burners. Now the gas burners all light up with this. That's the spark. Now with that, the grill and the oven also use the same spark, and they are separate. This one doesn't look like it's had any use whatsoever, which isn't unusual in a caravan. Moving along to the fridge. So the fridge, pull the door open. The controls are very, very simple on here. You've got off, on electric, so if you're plugged into the mains, off the car alternator. Now that will maintain a temperature. It will not cool it down from the start in effect. So if you're taking your caravan out of storage and driving along, it makes no difference. Whatever temperature it was in there, it will remain. But if you've got it at home and you can cool it down, happy days. You can also go on gas. So go on to gas. That's the spark. Obviously, it's not going to work at the moment. We don't have any gas lit. But let me just go back to on the battery. It does mean that you need to have the your electrics on your car, so on your tow bar. It's the 13-pin plugs on these. It does need to be set up correctly. Then, as I was saying earlier, this turns into a single bed, literally cushions out of the way. This is the cushion that goes in the middle. Get the leg out of the way, just rest down on there. I'm not going to show you that, it's very, very straightforward. Bathroom, again, in the bathroom, you've got a wardrobe, behind that door where you are, Dan. I just don't know if you want to show the wardrobe. And table, that's where your standalone table is. You've also got a wardrobe in here. So you've got a wardrobe in here. Well, a shelf is more than a wardrobe, I'd say. Also in here is where your Alder heating reservoir is. Now, you can see it's just showing above minimum. That's perfect. Some people say, well, why is it not up to maximum? Because the fluid expands. So when it gets warm, fluid expands and then it will overflow outside of the caravan, but it will overflow, or it can. That's a radiator in here. Toilet, as I was saying earlier on about the toilet, you do have a spinny seat. That's your flush, and that's the light. Light comes on when the cassette needs to be emptied. Okay, I was talking about the flap that needs to be closed. So, well, let's just show you. So the flap open means it goes straight direct into the cassette, but the flap needs to be closed when you're going to remove that cassette. The rest of it's just bathroom stuff. Sink with mixer tap. Bear in mind the hot water is really hot, so use the mixer tap correctly. Don't just go straight to hot, put that under and stick your hand under it. It will be scalding. Full size shower in here, so that's, you know, pretty straightforward. Like, as I was saying about light switches, you'll find light switches up in the roof and you think, oh my god, you've got loads of them, you know. So there are lots of light switches around, again up here as well, so for the individual spots. I suppose if you TV wise, so if you want to use your television while you're away, you've got a couple of points. You've got a point down here and two 230-volt sockets. You can rest the TV up there. Also, that shelf over there has got a TV point as well. So the aerial is here. Undo that white nut, big white nut, lift the shaft, turn this aerial in the direction of everyone else's antenna, tighten up the nut, and then retune your television. Very, very straightforward. Got a DAB radio with CD player, so you can get all your old Kylie Minogue CDs out, Dan, and Village People. So yeah, again, it's very, very straightforward. All of the windows have got blackout blinds and fly screens, as do the roof lights. I can open one of these now. So push that button in. Very, very straightforward. And you've got blackout blinds and fly screens. That is pretty much it for how this caravan works. I'm not going to go through all the drawers and show everyone how drawers work, because they are very straightforward, obviously. So yeah, if you do enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. We've got some funny videos on TikTok. Where else are we? Oh, you can come and see us, which is what we prefer. 36 Headquarters Road on the Westports Trade Estate in Westbury. That's BA134JR. You can phone us 01373 752 100, option 1 for sales. Speak to myself or Danny. And we've got, you can email sales@wiltshirecaravans.co.uk, or you can visit the website wiltshirecaravans.co.uk. However you want to contact us, doesn't matter, but just contact us. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you again soon with another handover video. Thank you.